Hey everyone, this is MusicTechHelpGuy, and welcome to part 15 of my Music Theory for Producers course. In previous videos, we've been using the circle of fifths to figure out scales, then stacking thirds and fifths on each note of the scale to figure out all of the triads or chords within a particular key. But what if you wanted to be able to create any chord independently of the circle of fifths? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today in this video. So I have this chart here. I'm just going to call it the chord chart. It has this chord tool at the top that we'll talk about in just a moment. It also has a hierarchy of chords, which we've already talked about before, but now it's arranged vertically, and example chord symbols at the bottom, which we've already talked about as well. So let's review the hierarchy of chords real quick. This chart shows you how you can get from any triad quality to any other triad quality just by altering the third or the fifth of any triad. And remember, our four qualities are major, minor, augmented, and diminished. So for example, if I start with a minor chord and I want to go to a major chord, I just raise the third. Likewise, if I want to go from major to augmented, I raise the fifth. And if I want to go from minor to diminished, I would lower the fifth. And if I wanted to go from major to diminished, I would lower the third and the fifth. So let's jump up to the chord tool up here and let's see how this is useful. The chord tool shows us the natural resting quality per se of each chord in C major. So you can see that there's this pattern here you can follow, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. With C, F, and G being naturally major, D, E, and A being minor, and B being diminished. This is just like the chord qualities that we pointed out in C major using Roman numerals a few videos back. Note that augmented chords don't naturally exist in major or natural minor, so that's why there isn't an augmented column up here. So how does this help us figure out, say, an E major chord? Well, E in this chart is naturally minor, so that means that an E minor chord has no flats or no sharps. It has all white keys on the piano, so it's very easy to draw on the staff and very easy to figure out in piano roll. So that's E minor, so to get to E major, you just have to alter the E minor chord by following the hierarchy of chords. So to go from minor to major, you would just raise the third. So the third in E minor is G, and we now raise it to G sharp. E, G sharp, B is an E major triad. Let's do another one. Let's say I want to figure out F diminished. On the chart, F is a major triad. That's all white keys, no sharps, no flats, just like before. So F major is F, A, C. To go from major to minor, we lower the third, so A becomes A flat, and to go from minor to diminished, we lower the fifth, so C becomes C flat. F, A flat, C flat is an F diminished triad. You can repeat this same process for any chord, but there's one extra step when working with sharp or flat chords. For example, if I want to figure out C sharp minor, C, E, G is C major, so therefore C sharp, E sharp, G sharp is C sharp major. You just add the accidentals to each note in the chord to shift it up or down a half step. C flat, E flat, G flat, as another example, would be C flat major. Even though that's an extremely uncommon way to spell that chord, you'd normally use the enharmonic chord B major. Anyway, getting back to figuring out C sharp minor. So we established that C sharp, E sharp, G sharp is C sharp major. So if we lower the third E sharp down to E natural, we now have C sharp minor. Let's do one more. Let's say I want to figure out B flat major. B is the one chord that is naturally diminished. So B, D, F, no sharps, no flats, is B diminished. So therefore B flat, D flat, F flat would be B flat diminished. Then to go from diminished to major, you raise the fifth, then raise the third. So F flat becomes F and D flat becomes D. So B flat major is B flat, D, F. So this is just a cool trick to quickly figure out triads without the circle of fifths. Now, if you want to create a chord progression using the method I showed before, you still have to use the circle of fifths, at least to figure out the scale, so you know what root notes to use. But let's say that you know that you want to use a minor 1, minor 4, major 6, major 5 progression in, say, C minor, and you already know that the first, fourth, sixth, and fifth notes of the C minor scale are C, F, A flat, and G. This makes it really easy to figure out the notes in those four chords without referencing the circle of fifths. C minor is C, E flat, G. You lower the E down to E flat. F minor is F, A flat, C. You lower the A to A flat. A flat major is A flat, C, E flat. You raise the C flat up to C. And G major is G, B, D. You don't have to alter it at all. In the next video, we'll move on to triad inversions and reading chord symbols with inversions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.